Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Liverpool FA Game of Two Halves from Grassroots Up.
Yet again, we have another action-packed episode to bring you with no time to waste, so let's get straight into the action.
Here at Liverpool FA, inclusivity is massively important. We want to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to play the beautiful game, no matter their background. Each year, our Women and Girls Officer, Ellie Fox, delivers numerous She Inspires days. We hosted one recently and we were lucky enough to be able to capture the event. Check it out here.
Welcome to the She Inspires Day. Today we've got the She Inspires event. She Inspires is all about inspiring young individuals, making them feel empowered and making them feel confident to go and do whatever they wish to do. Today we've got over 450 pupils having fun at loads of different activities. Lots of activities around football, lots of activities around the police, Merseyside Fire, we've got the ambulance service. We've got loads of different stalls in regards to DJing, hairdressing, boxing, empowerment, inspirations, activities to really ensure that they can express themselves freely, have lots of fun and see what they want to do in the future.
Do you know what? It just puts a massive smile on my face coming here today. When I just spoke to Ellie then and she said there was over 600 girls. I mean, for me that's incredible because again, growing up as a young girl, I wasn't able to play football in primary school or in secondary school. So now to see so many young girls out here today, just playing, having fun, enjoying themselves, that's what it's all about. Do you know what? It's just inspiring the next generation. You know, whether these young girls just want to play to keep active, to make friends, for a bit of fun, or whether they actually want to become professional football players. I think it's just the opportunity, and I've always said that since retiring. For me, it's just about girls having the opportunity to be able to play the game that they love. And like I said, it's just put a massive smile on my face seeing them all here today having fun.
So we've worked with lots of 3v3 and managing to play small-sided games, which can help them technically as well. It's good to see a lot of different schools involved this afternoon, this morning as well. So you've got primary schools and high schools involved as well, which has been really, really good. It's great to see an array of talent on show. So we've got some technical practices, we've got some physical practices as well, and we've just got lots of practices that are just fun.
If you enjoyed that video and have a desire to get involved in the women's game, please contact Ellie, our Women and Girls Officer, at ellie.fox@liverpoolfa.com.
Moving on, we now bring you our second interview in our Meet the Team series. I recently caught with Anna Farrell, our Head of Football Development, to discuss all things life and personal work. Welcome back to our second edition of our Meet the Team series. Today we're joined by the Head of Development, Anna. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm not bad. So, to start with, we just want to ask you a bit about how did you get into grassroots football?
It's always been a part of my life. So even when I was a little girl, I would go and watch my uncles and my dad play. And then when my brother started playing, we'd go and watch him when he played for Crosby Stewart and in the Walton and Kirkdale League at Maiden Lane. So I played when I was at primary school, but then secondary school, girls weren't allowed to play. So I've always loved football. I worked at Everton while I was at university, and then that's when I found out about the County FA. I'd done a work placement here while I was at university, and then worked in different departments at the County FA, and refereeing, affiliation, and then got a full-time job in here in 2018, and I've been here ever since.
Well, you mentioned about you played a little bit and then you sort of stopped. Was it increasing girls' football? Was that something that you were passionate about doing when you started here?
Yeah, definitely. Again, I love the game. I love playing. I wasn't the best footballer, but I loved playing at primary school, and then getting to secondary school.
Yeah.
It was like, why can't we play if the boys were able to play? So the first job that I'd done here was covering a sabbatical at Women and Girls.
Okay.
For 6 months, and I loved it. And watching the girls when they thought they couldn't play, then given the opportunity to play, and that's both children and adults. It was like a real passion of mine.
So obviously you played a little bit yourself, you watched your family members play. What would you say is your favourite part about grassroots football?
Oh, it's definitely the people.
Yeah.
The volunteers. Such from different walks of life. They're so passionate, they're so dedicated. And I say it till I'm blue in the face. Without them, there is no County FA, there is no football. And they are the stalwarts of the game. And without them, there's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it was mentioned by Tony in the previous interview as well, and I think the best thing about working here is that it's all about people, isn't it? And unpaid volunteers, you know, it's great to see the difference that they're making, and you get to touch upon that, and that will have been, I imagine, another reason why you got involved at the county as well.
I think, again, over the time that I've been here, you get to see the children growing up, and they've seen me grow up. I started here when I was 22. I'm 40 now, so they've seen me grow up, have children. I've seen their children grow up, so they become friends. So you want to help them as much as you can, because they make such a difference to the community and the people of Liverpool.
Do you think it helps with the way that you work and like improving the county that you have such a personal connection with the community and that kind of thing?
Yeah, because like I said before, without them, we're not here. We haven't got jobs in football, and we're really fortunate that we are in paid positions to do the job that we love. And I always take it as my responsibility to give them volunteers as much support and guidance and help as we can, because this is what I'm paid to do. So I will always bend over backwards to help them as much as I can. Can't get everything that they ever want. I wish we had like a genie with some wishes to give us to grant all the wishes that everyone would want, but we haven't, sadly. But we're getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah, and obviously you've been working here, like you said, for a number of years now in lots of different roles. Tell us about like the first role and then how you got to being the head of development.
So like I said, covered a 6 month sabbatical for Women and Girls, and then a full-time job came up which I went for, and that was overseeing education and disability. And then from there, I took on a role full-time disability officer, and I will still say to this day it's one of the best jobs that I've ever had here. Yeah. It was so fun. It was just it was something different every day, and seeing families and participants come into the game when they thought they would never be able to play, and then giving them the opportunity to play, it was brilliant. From there, went back to the Women and Girls role for 10 years. Helped develop that. I think we're now touching near on 500 teams. So when I started at my sabbatical, I think we had 60. So to see that game grow, and the disability has probably been one of the best things about being here for so long. And then there was a few changes around at the hierarchy level. Tony moved up, and then I applied to become football development manager, and I've been here now for 2 years doing that role. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's amazing as well. You've had sort of a look at all the different aspects of development, haven't you? You mentioned the Women and Girls, disability. Yeah. So in all those different roles, is there any like personal memories, funny stories or highlights that stick out to you specifically? I think with the girls game, it was seeing where we were at that time. I think we were about 60 teams, one league. And now when I left and moved up 2 years ago, we were up to 4 leagues. Full pathways opportunities on a Saturday and Sunday, which Ellie has now progressed into full pathways on both days.
the recreational side of the women's game is absolutely thriving. And anyone who wants to play the game, no matter what their ability or age, we've got that opportunity for them. Again, seeing the disability game grow from literally nothing to now where Mark's taking it, and with the partners who are involved in that, it's just brilliant to see.
Yeah, and I suppose you can look at it all back and immense pride as well now, and seeing, you know, the fact that when you started there wasn't all these pathways, and now you got the ability to get all these people out there playing football, and that's the most important thing. Is there any highlights that you'd say from just the general working environment anyway? You know, aside from maybe the football, just some personal highlights.
Oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think personal highlights was seeing us all come together as a team after COVID. It was hard. We did lose a lot of members, and really good members of the team. And then we went through a big transition play. We moved from Walton up here to Sefton. And then we've got a new cohort of staff in, and I think we've got a really good blend of people now. We all want to make a difference to the football community. We're all here to help. So I'd say now where we are, after 17 years of being here, now it's like we're trying to kick on and move forward even more, and providing more opportunities to our local communities, because we know how much football can make a difference to people, and we've seen that in the programmes that we run, and we want to carry on or continue that through developing our clubs and providing them with more support.
Yeah. And I mean, finally, just one last question. If you had to say, what would be your personal biggest achievement if you had to pick one? Obviously you've done the women and girls, done the disability, you're head of development now. If you had to pinpoint one achievement, what would you pick?
I'd probably say it was a conversation after a girls' league meeting, and it was between me and a coach, and he just said, is there any scope for the police to get involved with football as a way to engage young girls? And I was like, yeah, definitely. It was the World Cup year, and from that conversation, the She Inspires, or Merseyside Chief Constable and PCC She Inspires programme was started. Engaged with Everton and Liverpool, and said, can you come in and support the delivery of some of the sessions, because we didn't have the capacity as coaches, and I knew our clubs wouldn't have that because of the volunteers. And then getting that programme off the ground, and it's gone into its third year now. I think we're talking about 2,000 touch points with young girls who are vulnerable to county lines, domestic and sexual abuse, and educating them on, we're using football as a way to educate them on social issues that they may face in life. And then from that, I received a Chief Constable commendation.
Oh, wow.
So it was being presented by the Chief Constable in front of my parents and my daughter. I would probably say was maybe the pinnacle of that's my career. And that programme won the FA Recognition Award for Women and Girls as well that year.
I mean, that's great. And I mean, we'll see it in this video as well. We've got the She Inspires Day that we recently just had, showcasing that. And I think when you provide a bit of background as to where it was when you started to where it is now, and you have all those kids out there getting involved in activities, playing football, and even stuff like speaking to the police and all the different careers they have, the fact that we can offer that is amazing. And well, they had fun anyway, so yeah,
and I think as well, being a girl and having a daughter, and we do see, again, working with the police, there is an increase in violence against women and girls. So using them programmes with Everton and Liverpool and working a lot closer with them, it's great to see that the difference that football can make to our communities. Yeah,
definitely using it as more like you said, an education tool, football, because it's such a big, I mean, especially here, I mean, obviously I'm quite new and I moved up to work here. I'd never really been around the Liverpool football, grassroots football before, and football's like life here. So when you can use that to help fuel education, other aspects of life, it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, you think football is just the playing, the coaching and the refereeing, but you don't realise you've got all the parents, the spectators, the grandparents watching, and the touch points that grassroots football has. It can go on, and we see that through our Active Through Football programme as well. It's not just the playing of the game that can impact and help our communities.
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Talking all things development and a little bit about your life as well. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right, no worries.
There we go.
Well, that was a brilliant insight into Anna and her work, and many thanks to Anna again for taking the interview.
Moving on then from that brilliant interview, last week our Football Development Officer Stuart Carrington invited us down to the Walking Football Parkinson's event. This fantastic event provided an opportunity to bring the walking football community together, discuss, play football and have loads of fun. Let's see how it got on.
My name's Stu Carrington. I'm the Football Development Officer, Inclusion for Liverpool County FA. 4 years ago now, John Roach, who's the CEO, we come into the office and seen Tony and asked, could we help them with walking football? They've started it off, but they didn't really know much about it. So I was asked to go down, introduce myself and see whether we could work together. So that was over 4 years ago now. So yeah, long friendship. Oh, this is special. I mean, to be here in a venue like this, to play football on top of the roof, with the roof open, and meet so many inspiring people. Yeah, it makes the job, what I do, worthwhile. There's so many benefits from walking football, and you're seeing that here today.
What advice would you give to someone looking to get involved in football?
So they can contact the local football clubs, whether it's going to be the local county FAs or it's going to be a local club that's close to them. Get in touch, see if there's walking football in the area, go along, join in, and enjoy the experience.
Northern Lights is many things. It's a registered charity which sources and distributes funds to help people with Parkinson's and their families and their carers enjoy a better life. It's also a refuge. It's an escape for people who are trapped indoors, unable to overcome the strength of this condition called Parkinson's, which isn't one symptom, it's 40 odd symptoms. You don't know you've got it until it's too late. There's nothing you can do about it. And you've really got to dig deep and find a way to go forward with it. Today means so much because this dream started for me 5 years ago in Italy. When we were over there on holiday and I found some guys who organised football locally. And I pestered them and in the end they gave in and let me play on a rooftop pitch near a little medieval town called Lucca. And that stuck with me because of the friendship they showed me and what it did for me to know that there's other people around the world with the same problem. So I came back and I said to somebody at Parkinson's, we've got to do that. That is eye-catching, to play on top of a building, to draw people's attention upwards with Parkinson's rather than downwards, which is what the condition tries to do to you, would be fantastic. And Helen and Emma, and particularly this morning, even coming here after she's been on TV, Caroline Russell, have done a fantastic job in putting this together for us.
And why do you think people should get involved in walking football?
You ask any of the members of the 24 teams that will be playing at England's training ground next week. Life-changing. No matter what you put into football in this arena, you get out 10 times. And I'd like to thank Tony and Stuart for being so full of assistance in producing programmes for us, seeing them through, helping us deliver them, and get people out of the house, get them playing football and smiling.
Well, that was a brilliant event and inspiring to see so many people connected through walking football.
We were delighted to attend the event, can't wait for more, and massive thanks again to Stu for inviting us down. Well, that brings us to the end of a thrilling first half. Stick around for the second half, we've got plenty more brilliant action to come.
But before we leave, let's test your knowledge. With Everton moving stadium, what was the first fixture to take place at Goodison Park? And bonus points if you get the score correct as well.
That's a good one. Remember, no Googling, and let us know in the comments your answers.
Welcome back to Liverpool FA Game of Two Halves from Grassroots Up. We jump back in with more walking football as we are getting active with Jonah.
Walking football is such a great way for people to stay connected and stay involved in the game that we all love. This session here today is come off the back of a Eurofit programme that we ran in the Frank Myler Pavilion, and following on the back of that when we had sort of 10 or 12 guys desperate and keen to really sort of get a bit healthier. We found that they wanted to play football again, but they were worried about injuries and things. So Johnny and the team here, we got them into a session at Frank Myler, and now we've popped inside. Well, the weather's not been great. We've popped inside here at the new leisure centre, and we've just got like 14 guys just enjoying knocking a ball around, having some fun, and you know, getting a little bit of a sweat on.
What do you like about the session?
Well, it's very friendly. There's always a laugh. The rules sometimes are bent a bit, but it's walking football. It's non-contact. It's great fun, and I'd recommend it to anybody. Yeah.
Where did you hear about the session?
So we're seeing the sessions for the Eurofit initially on Facebook through Halton Sport Development. So I called in to see Johnny because I think I'd missed the cut-off date, and I just wanted to make sure because there was something I couldn't get the form or something. So I first time I met Johnny, brilliant guy, told me all about it and signed up there and then because of that, because of the walking football, obviously my sons come and do it. I know they're a bit young for walking football, but they love it.
The really, really pleasing thing about this session is how welcoming it is. I've popped down from the first, well, I've only been down a couple of times, and straight away everyone's chatting away, you're involved, you've got a bib, you're playing, and you know, everyone's really, really supportive. There's a little bit of stick flying around, which is lovely, but everyone's always really, really sort of supportive of each other, and the new people feel part of the family straight away, and that's all credit to the group itself.
What a load of fun that looks like. I seriously need to get involved in some of these sessions. I missed out on the last one, I missed out on this one, and it looked brilliant yet again. I can't wait for what we have next time.
We were recently invited down to join Halewood Town at one of their amazing tournaments. We were very excited to bring you our first club and community focus. Let's learn more about this.
We are here at Halewood Town today to look at one of the club's fantastic community initiatives that they do. Come with us as we learn about the Bob Paisley Cup. So we're here joined with Edna, who is one of the founders of the Bob Paisley Cup. So Edna, what can you tell us about the history of this brilliant tournament?
Oh, it goes back 29 years ago this week. It started off with a group of men. One of our friends had an uncle who lived in a place called Ockram by Ballinasloe. He used to go over and visit his uncle, and then the friends, his father-in-law and my brother, who was a friend of his father-in-law, started going over on a bank holiday, just to be with this weekend really, an excuse. And then of course when they're in the pub, they goes into Joe Kelly's pub, and when they go there they start talking about football and how they'd like to bring the kids over. Got Joe McGuinness, who was the football magic man, absolute legend, shall I say, because his whole life has been dedicated to kids. So he arranged the football matches and they came over. Actually the Tuesday after the Easter Monday, it's always gone on that. And we formed, I only went to make sandwiches and I'm still here 29 years later. All joking apart, it's an absolute amazing thing, absolutely amazing. And thank God it keeps going on, and it'll go on for many more years. And as I say, we go over next year and we'll be 30 years. So hopefully big celebrations.
So you mentioned that you've been working out 29 years, was it now?
Yeah.
What would you say is, if you had to pick one, like one of your favourite moments from all the years you've been doing this?
one of my favourite moments, not to do with football, it was one of the kids' club, and it stuck with me for many years. We're outside the club where they're going home, they're getting on the bus to go, and he come and he thanked me for, you know, for doing this, and he said, I've had the most amazing time in my life. We're talking about a 10-year-old. And he said, it's absolutely amazing. He said, I've been on a plane and I've been on a bus that's got an upstairs in with seats in it. And you know, that stuck for me, and I thought, well, what a memory that kid's got.
Okay, so obviously every year we alternate between going over to Ballinasloe and they come over here. Generally there's either 2 or 3 teams playing for a variety of cups. So we have the long-standing one, which is the Bob Paisley, which is like the big cup, most of all one, the Irish Cup. And now we've introduced the Halewood Cup just to give as many children as possible.
So we asked Edward this before, and I'll ask you the same. So in all the years that you've been coming to this tournament, is there like a moment you'd pick out and say that was your favourite moment? If you had to pick one.
Probably I'll have to say the 2008 when we won the cup. The team I took over there when my lad was playing in, really, I must admit. It's one of the few times, because I think that the numbers are slightly more to Ballinasloe at the moment. But that was the best one winning that game, I think, away, you could say, in their ground.
Well, that was a brilliant event, meeting so many amazing people. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't the best. We didn't manage to bring that with us, but it was still a great time nonetheless, and it was really inspiring to see so many people getting out, playing football and having fun. We can't wait to be invited to more in the future. Thanks again massively to Halewood Town for inviting us down.
If you feel like your club is making a difference in the grassroots community and want to get involved just like Halewood Town, please get in contact with us at technology@liverpoolfa.com.
And you may just be featured on the show. As I'm sure you'll all be aware, Liverpool FA recently started our County Cup final season. Obviously, it's produced so many amazing moments and memories so far, but we've picked out some of the best goals that we've seen in the tournament so far. Check it out.
We've nearly come to the end of this month's episode, but before we leave, did you get the question correct? What was the first game and result at Goodison Park?
Do you know what, I don't think I could tell you what that was.
The answer was Everton 4, Bolton 2.
Bolton? Wow.
Bolton.
One from my neck of the woods, that. I'm glad they got beat, to be fair. Well, that, like Adam said, that does actually now bring it to the end. I hope you got the answers right and I hope you didn't cheat. It's been a great action-packed episode and we hope to catch you next time.